What's up, everyone? Welcome to today's video. Welcome to the Video Game Price Code channel. Thank you very much for tuning in. I think some people are not seeing a picture here that's being painted. And by the way, I'm coming to you from my favorite hallway, so pardon the echoes that you are going to have to eat. But this is very important. Oh no, it's Alex. He said, I've always been ahead of the curve, and then he posted a screenshot of where he said that Xbox isn't a console anymore. In my opinion, they're moving to an ecosystem, and at the time, Sony had 60 million units, and he said Windows 10 is on track for many more. The conversation about this handheld hardware thing and whatever the heck it is very interesting at the end of the day, but I see, so-called console warriors, on Twitter basically trying to make fun of things. Like this Deus person said, what curve fills buttocks, 2 laugh emojis? And then this person here, Max M-I-N-Y, said, and how does that translate into software sales? And then he has, does GTA 6 sales on Steam benefit Xbox/Microsoft? You seem to have fundamentally no idea how consoles make money. Console sales sell their storefront, but you mixed up the 70-30 publisher platform split, so I don't expect much from you. Now, this is basically pointing back at a mistake that he made a while back, but that's not the crux of the issue. A lot of people that are here, they play on console. So many of them have no concept how the PC ecosystem, resonates or works. You see, in their minds, they are attached to the console storefront ideology. So when Xbox is making moves, a lot of these people can't even see it happening. In fact, Game Pass that they always swore was stagnated, right? In Xbox's last financial report, went ahead and grew by a significant amount outside of the console ecosystem. Because the reason that they're not acknowledging this is because either they don't know or they wish to make sure that, in their minds they disappear it, like, oh, it's not here, la 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 la, while not realizing at the end of the day that when you put it all in perspective, you realize something very critical. The PC side of Xbox's business is one that really does provide what I think is the most significant threat when it's all said and done. Think about it. Right now, right? When you fire up the Xbox Game Pass, the Xbox app on PC, a lot of these people don't understand that this is a gateway to Xbox's ecosystem in a way that a storefront traditionally could not necessarily make it happen. For instance, a lot of people are saying, how do Steam sales, how do software sales from Steam translate, to Xbox? But a lot of these folk don't realize that people can come to Steam and do the thing that these PlayStation players have basically been railing against all this while and buy games that are for Xbox. Anywhere you go, what Xbox is doing is that you'll see and become an Xbox player, or you'll see Xbox games waiting for you. So if the Xbox, OEM hardware that's being purported by folk like Jez Corden and the others, if they give you access into Windows ecosystem and you're already an Xbox player, you say, I don't want to buy the console version of these Xbox games, which would give me play anywhere and give me 2 versions if I want. I mean, why any Xbox player would refuse to do that behooves me. But what if they said they didn't want to? Well, guess what? They now have access to Steam and they can go buy those games, which would make Xbox 70%. It doesn't matter. Does that make sense? The OEM hardware is being made by a third party. Xbox is not going to have to do anything other than to say, maybe give us $1 or $5 for Windows key and our Xbox license. Those OEM people will be very happy. They've done business with Microsoft for years, and they've made different computing devices using Windows. So this is going to be very comfortable for them. It's going to be second nature. But the Xbox player that buys this device, if this device is something that is layered with a Windows platform, will also now have access to the thing that the PlayStation gamers have been dreading, which is Steam, where they will now be able to come in and play games like Spider-Man and PlayStation existing games, or even so-called console exclusives on their, in quote, everything is an Xbox device. The other thing that this hardware does is it solidifies the place of the Series S. These hardware pieces are not going to be too far from the Series S in terms of power and in terms of capability. So developers who already understand that the GTX 1060 is still capable of, running games are going to have for themselves a solidified spot in terms of being able to benchmark their games. You see, games are not going to get bigger as we're looking at the industry's cost of development. I think games are going to get smaller in their scope and size for majority of devs. Devs who decide to make bigger games that negate hardware will see the repercussions. Ask Alan Wake 2. People say, oh, well, because it was on Epic Games and it wasn't on Steam, but you also have to remember that on the PC side, Alan Wake 2 already negated in its launch the 10 series of GPUs. They came out with mesh shaders and all of this stuff. And then at the end of the day, the game started to basically, chug down the road. Eventually, they decided, oh, by the way, guys, we're going to go ahead and make our game support, the GTX 10 series after the fact. Right? So when you think about it, it makes, in my opinion, a very interesting case. And those people who are trying to clown on Ono Italics because of this, they really are very short-sighted, very tunnel vision. In my opinion, they don't really see what's going on. Or maybe they see the big picture and are pretending like they don't see it at all. Oh, I can't see it. It's not happening. They just keep acting like, oh, it's not a reality. But in all manner of whatever, I strongly believe that these folk are playing games. Because think about something like this. Let's go ahead and look at maybe, say, Rise of Ronin. I just saw this, somebody just tagged me on Twitter. They said, hey man, this move made me think about something you said in a video the other day. Today, Rise of Ronin launched on PC. The same day, Sony put Ghost of Tsushima on PC on sale for a lower price than Rise of the Ronin. A bitter and vengeful move. I don't know, it could be. I won't put it past PlayStation because I saw like there are a bunch of other games. Right. In all honesty, though, I think Ghost of Tsushima was on sale yesterday, so they may have put it on sale before Rise of Ronin. But Rise of Ronin is still somewhat cheap if you go to CD Keys, so I don't think they really can touch the game. And many people have been looking forward to the game. People who are going to play Tsushima are going to play Tsushima. But this whole conversation is really interesting at the end of the day, ladies and gentlemen, because I think a lot of these folk realize that Xbox is circling like sharks. Having tasted blood and bought Activision Blizzard King, they saw how frail, or they probably always knew how frail PlayStation was. And all that is needed to do was to basically infuse themselves into PlayStation's ecosystem. And not only are they doing that with software, they're going in with hardware that leads to even greater software positioning at the end of the day. It's all about positioning. PlayStation has always been intimidated by Xbox and Microsoft's positioning, not necessarily the things that people would actually go ahead, and talk about in terms of what the gaming conversation is. That's all nonsense. That's all nonsense. If you look at the leaks that came out from Insomniac back in 2023, when that little presentation piece showed up, it was all about positioning. Microsoft's acquisition of Activision positions it to leapfrog our current pillars because they could do things like multi-game provision, day and date Game Pass. Now, providing what's called a unified, they said this, a unified mobile, PC, and console experience doesn't exist. Xbox is creating that unified system. Inside of their ecosystem, they're building it. It's like they told PlayStation, hold our beer, because they're not going to do it alone. They're going to employ Asus, Lenovo, Acer, everybody that wants to get in on this. They're all going to be in there. And so that's what really makes PlayStation, it puts PlayStation in a very interesting place, because it's not fair anymore. It's like 1v12 when it comes to hardware, options and proposition, because what that handheld's going to do is it's probably going to make the PlayStation players go and look at, why should I sit on a PlayStation when I can get Game Pass and get access to a broader market of games? Because now PlayStation is not even getting the output that it needs in this generation anyways to keep its customers attracted. What? Yote and Kojima's Death Stranding that's probably going to show up on PC because everyone's playing Fortnite? It's about to get really interesting. Comment section. Thanks for watching. Peace out.